What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So this is the latest update on the Hunt for Ben Solo fiasco. Obviously, we all know that Disney said no, and apparently now fans are taking out billboards in Los Angeles and on Times Square. In fact, somebody bought a banner for an airplane to fly it over Disney World. I find it fascinating. These wokesters have got the money to do something like that because that's expensive. Billboards, especially Times Square. So I'm thinking there's something else behind it. And because my ideas on what was really behind this isn't Adam Driver saying, yeah, we were going to do this, but we're not now. It's more like Kennedy, once she saw that this was out there, is now taking advantage of it. And what I think she's trying to do, and I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, is she's trying to save the sequel trilogy. And the only way you can save it is to have a movie tied directly to it. Now, that doesn't matter. It still can be put into a different timeline. But I think that's exactly why this came out. Maybe not what Adam Driver intended. He just wanted to put it out there so people knew. As you guys know, I'm not a fan of his. I couldn't get through Megalopolis. I'm sorry, Francis Ford Coppola, one of my favorite directors, dude. What the hell is that self-indulgent shit, okay? But Bob Iger, he looks at the numbers, and the numbers weren't there. And, they never had really been there. Even when The Force Awakens came out, the Emperor had no clothes. Because the people who were serious about watching these movies and about what these movies meant to them didn't participate. And the new audience Kennedy bragged about didn't really fully appear because there weren't enough of them. Right? If you only appeal to 2% of the population, you're going to get 2% of the population. And we've seen where Disney is moving away from that kind of garbage. And now Kennedy, who's on her way out the door, knows that there are plans out there to end the sequel trilogy. And she knows that if she could get this movie made or cause a ruckus, she probably could maybe get some headway into getting the movie made and saving the sequel trilogy. But let's ask more. Or let's talk more.
I take it back. You're not unprofessional. You're a freaking loon.
5 seconds.
Pardon me. I have to go poke out my mind's eye.
What an odd combination of odors. Smells like a fish died and all the other fish sent flowers.
In keeping with the trusty adage, starve a cold, disgust a fever.
Roger, at Cornell University, they have an incredible piece of scientific equipment known as the tunneling electron microscope. Now, this microscope is so powerful that by Firing electrons, you can actually see images of the atom, the infinitesimally minute building block of our universe. Roger, if I were using that microscope right now, I still wouldn't be able to locate my interest in your problem.
So I think what's going on is Kennedy, because there's a lot of money being spent on things that I know these women can't afford. And maybe some of them can, or God knows, maybe these weirdos crowdfunded it. I mean, they've even started a petition that only had 3,500 signatures. You know, that's not popular. And another thing, if this was something that was really important to the industry, like Jimmy Kimmel, they think is, you'd see people out there, you know, saying stuff like Pedro Pascal, Mark Ruffalo, Olivia Wilde, etc. They'd all be like, bleh, freaking out. But nobody is, because nobody liked the movies. And, you know, Adam Driver, you know, I reread some of the articles again saying how much he loved the character. I find his words don't match his actions, because he didn't go and do the PR stuff for the movies. You know, it took him 4 months to decide he wanted to play the character of Ben Solo. Now, what he did with this was he turned it into getting a hostage drama called Rabbit Rabbit on Netflix, which, you know, maybe he just put this out there to push. And it's by Netflix, so he's got a project he's working on. So like I said, I think he flipped this would-be Ben Solo project into the Netflix thing. And I think the Netflix thing is actually probably, sounds like it's going to be good. I'm not going to watch it because I can't stand him. But anyway, so we've got the Ben Solo project dead. David Fincher has said he was in talks with Lucasfilm to do a horror movie set in the Star Wars universe, and that never really went anywhere. But we have a problem with people not really understanding what's going on. And it just shows you where some of these fans are disconnected from reality. You know, you tell them you can like it, but most people didn't. And it doesn't register. It's really, really weird. So like I said, we've got somebody paid for a billboard on Times Square. Somebody paid for a pilot to fly a banner over Walt Disney World or Land or wherever for the hunt for Ben Swolo. And then there are a bunch of signs all over billboards all over Los Angeles. Again, I don't know where the money's coming from, but it's not coming from the regular Raylo. You know, like I said, they had a thing out there, a petition out there, and they only got like 3,500 signatures. That's not the fan base. That's not the Star Wars fan base. You know, and the fact that you have Star Wars fans that hated the character now pissed off because they're not getting one. Look, it's either you didn't like him and you're glad, like me and others are saying that now, or you're looking for something to talk about, to be pissed off about for your channel. You know, let it go. It's Disney doesn't want to make it. Adam Driver put it out there. It's dead. Let it go. Okay. I mean, you know, go watch season 3 of Visions, Star Wars Visions. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. Anyway, wanted to add this out there that I think it's probably Kennedy doing this to save her prequel or sequels. I mean, I think this is the last ditch effort too. Anyway, and it didn't work. So anyway, this is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy.